Hello, this is Matt from Reed's Custom Food Plots coming to you this morning from Trempealeau County, Wisconsin on a very cold April morning. We're out here today continuing a project that we started a year ago where we're turning a 22-acre field into new habitat that will create bedding area and travel corridors for both deer and other wildlife that are in this area. Today we're going to be planting a series of cluster plantings. We've got some additional spruce plantings. We'll be able to show you some of the switchgrass areas that we planted a year ago, all in an effort to convert this area into higher quality habitat for years to come. Anytime we're doing a planting like this, we like to kill all the vegetation that's on the ground before we get started. That way when those trees are starting their growth and they're starting to establish roots, they're not competing with weeds and grass around them. So in this project here, we've gone ahead and we've killed the entire field prior to the planting beginning. It's really important to give those trees the best fighting chance that they have, and killing the weeds and grass ahead of time will help you with that.
We're planting our white spruce today instead of a pine, a white pine, a red pine, or a balsam fir, because the deer don't browse the spruce like they do the pines and the firs. Here we have an example of a plug versus a bare root seedling. Moisture is a big factor when you're planting new seedlings in the ground, and you can see here how these plugs really hold the moisture in around those new roots, those new growing tender roots, a lot better than the bare root seedling. Another reason we use plugs is there's a lot of spots in the deer country that we can't get a planter into. And so with this simple tool, just a cordless drill and this couple-inch auger bit that we have, we can go through our different terrain and drill a hole and plop the plug into it and have great success.
So before we get the fence up around this cluster, I just want to take a minute to show you what these look like immediately after planting. We just planted these here about 20 minutes ago. Right here you've got a hybrid popple, roughly about knee-high. Over in this area, right here, we've got a very small American plum. There's some high bush cranberry in here as well. Once they've taken root in year 2, that popple will grow 5 feet a year, the American plum and the cranberry. Maybe not quite as aggressively, but they'll grow quickly. They'll be able to fill this entire 10 by 10 square in and then spread outside this fence a little bit. We'll be able to take that fence down and it'll become permanent habitat. All right, so I moved over to a cluster that we planted almost exactly 1 year ago in the exact same way that we planted the ones I just showed you. Huge difference from 1 year to the next. So this is one of the hybrid popples we planted last year. This was a sapling just like we showed you. It was 12, 18 inches tall. This plant now is 5 feet tall. There's 6 or 8 branches on it. In year 2 of this growth, we're expecting another 3 to 5 feet of growth. One of the reasons we use the plants that we use and we like the cluster strategy is because of the rapid growth rate of these plants, and you see some pretty quick results in getting this habitat started. One of the other features we've added to this habitat plan on this ridgetop is some pockets of switchgrass planting. In a couple of years, it's going to come time to manage this switchgrass with fire, and in that effort, we've planted some burn strips around the perimeters of each of the switchgrass pockets in here. So as you're planting switchgrass and thinking about the future, it's important to remember that one of the most effective ways to manage this is going to be burning it, and you're going to want to have some natural places planted to naturally stop that fire for you.
We thank you for watching our tree planting episode, and if you have any questions or comments, concerns, please leave them in the review and we'll get back to you with the best information we have.